Hello again, and welcome to the Corner Studio here in my garage. And I see from the high-tech teleprompter here, which I typically hold up at the start of the program, it is indeed time for another episode of Friday Evening Camera Talk. This one is number 129. Tonight I'm just going to break some new ground here. We're going to talk about something that I've been reluctant to go on the record about. It has to do with my Nikon kit. So we'll park that a little later in the program, but tonight we'll go through our normal basics. This is the Z9 that we're shooting on. I've got the 24-70 f2.8 version 2 lens on it tonight because I needed some of the other lenses to do some of our other segments, so they're here on the table. I'm a little bit under the weather, you might can tell from my voice. Allergies, plus I think a summer cold has hit me at the same time. So I'm hopped up on Coca-Colas and cold medicine. We'll see if I can get through this thing. I think we'll be all right. I'm not putting a lot of search terms in the the title. I think I will just keep this amongst the regulars. So I find that if I put search terms in that attract people, we get new people outside of our normal audience. And if I just say Friday Evening Camera Talk and not much else in the title, then we're left with our own kind of private members. But some people do that on their channel by just chopping the membership in half and making people subscribe. But we're not going down that avenue here. Speaking of which, we kind of just touched on YouTube a little bit there, the way that it's structured. I have made a decision recently about my own YouTube, the way that I interact with YouTube, and I guess, and some of you will already be kind of wringing your hands, uh-oh, he's leading up to something. No, not really. It won't affect the channel. But what I'm talking about here is the way that YouTube seems to kind of be going lately, just broadly. I have had trouble myself finding content that I want to watch on YouTube, and I have always relied on live streams of different interesting places around the world, and I like walking tours of different places around the world. So I tend in the past to have watched a lot of those, and yes, I do watch camera content, I do watch art instruction videos. There's a lot of things I watch, but I have noticed, at least in the channels that I'm subscribed to, a lot of my favorite channels seem to be producing less and less content. Makes YouTube a less interesting place for me overall when those channels, for whatever reason in their own life, decide to produce less content. Means every time I click on YouTube, typically I watch on my TV, there's less and less reason for me to go there. And I hope this is not a long-term trend line because I like the joint here, but one of the things that happened recently is YouTube sent me an email that my cost of YouTube Premium was going to go up to $15.99 a month. Now, that's $191.88 per year annualized, and it's over $200 here where I'm at with tax, and I actually unsubscribed from YouTube Premium. So what YouTube Premium was getting me, for those of you who don't know the particulars, is you can subscribe to that tier on YouTube and not have to be plagued by commercials. And what I decided after roughly about 4 years is I'm just going to pitch that in. And it was their email that sent me over the top. The increase in the fee to $15.99 a month was kind of the spark that led me to start thinking about this kind of stuff and how much I was watching YouTube and that sort of thing. But it's also led me to maybe change my strategy on YouTube a little bit. I am now thinking to maybe in general make shorter videos that come underneath the mid-roll ad cutoff, which I think is about 8 minutes. So if you can keep your videos under 8 minutes, even if you don't put that that you want mid-roll ads. I don't know whether YouTube inserts them or not. I'm not up on all this stuff, but I'm thinking I might make more videos that are a little shorter rather than having a typical Friday evening camera talk, which is usually about 12 to 20 minutes. But you can let me know in the comments what you think. Some of this stuff is internal, and it's just something when I plunk down in front of the TV and I turn on YouTube, I have to now decide when I see, a thumbnail for a video, instead of clicking on it and having to sit through maybe a couple of skippable ads or whatever, I have to decide whether I really want to click on that video or not. So it sort of puts me into the position of what I think is a lot of my viewers, and I'm going to try to see what I can do to make the experience a little better for you guys. You might see a microphone. This is the continuing saga of the Rode microphone. What I've decided to do, I bought a couple of new shirts, and they have a spot there already cut out in the top of the pocket for a pencil to go. What I've done is I put the transmitter in the pocket here, and I run the lav mic up to here. You can let me know if the sound's good. I think this might be the new normal for me here as far as the sound. Before we move things along, I'll mention that I did a guest appearance on Ron Durant Photography's other channel. He calls it All Things Ron. It's a retirement-oriented channel. And geez, we sat there just yakking for about an hour, and it went by so fast. I'm not even sure if we talked about anything important. But if you want to find that video, go to Ron Durant Photography. He's got a link to his own channel down there, an icon for it if you scroll down on his homepage, and you can find All Things Ron. So we talked about retirement stuff and just different things that retirees encounter. You'll find out there that the segment that I did with him was basically I hit 62 a few months back, and I started drawing Social Security. So what was the reasoning behind that? I put kind of a teaser out called, at the start of the show, you saw it when you queued it up, about medium format. I have kind of been thinking about medium format. I've been trying to kind of tamp down this thing of gear acquisition syndrome, swapping gear, trading gear, all this stuff that I've been doing in the past, because you guys saw as I built this channel over the past 3+ years, my journey when I quit my previous ecosystem, which need not be mentioned, it's Fujifilm. I was in Canon for 3 decades or so before that, which I don't have a problem with Canon. As you know, if you've been watching the channel recently, I have 2 kind of small point-and-shoot style Canons that we recently brought on, one for video, one for taking pictures, which I'm very happy with. But I don't like to think back to the couple of years that I spent in the Fujifilm ecosystem. But medium format is something that I'd kind of been contemplating for a long time. And since I won't consider Fujifilm, that leaves Hasselblad largely for medium format. And I'll show you right now, there's a screenshot here which we'll put up. This is the camera I was considering by Hasselblad and the lens that I was thinking about putting on it. So let's drop those in, take a quick look at them, and we'll be right back. So I've been fascinated for some time by medium format, and it just seems to have such a difficult entry point, and I've been for, I don't know, a couple of months at least, probably longer than that, dropping into some of the places that sell used gear to see if the 907, if you could get a decent one, at a good discount, and the answer to that is no. So you can let me know what you think in the comments. If some of you have direct experience with the 907 body Hasselblad, the lens, I think that's kind of your basic minimum lens there. I was attracted to it because it seems to be one of Hasselblad's more economical lenses. It gives you in full frame equivalent about 60 millimeters, which that's a good spot for me if I'm taking pictures. 50 to 70 millimeters in general is where I like when I'm just out strolling or trying to take pictures, of, family, pets, whatever, around the house here, or if, I'm out walking, in a nearby city or whatever and just taking pictures for fun. I seem to be at 50 a lot. I figured 59 would work, but if you got any opinions on that, let me know in the comments. If any of you have any, direct experience with medium format, particularly Hasselblad, let me know in the comments, because I'm intrigued by this idea, but it's so expensive just to take a foot into it just to test the water that that has scared me off, probably rightly so. We're going to jump into this segment here. I was tentatively calling this Guy Walks Into a Camera Store, and before we deal with that, I'm going to park a couple of pictures at the end here of the program of the greenhouse that the wife and I have been working on. More properly, I guess it's called a hoop house, but it is just about finished, and we are putting the final touches on it to get the place usable. Now, that has been a regular just vacuum, black hole rather, for labor. Both the wife and I have just been pouring time into it. When something like that pops up in your schedule, it takes away from other things. Plus, I've had just recently, due to different combinations of plants that start producing pollen, I've had allergy attacks. We have had construction at a house nearby, which creates noise problems for when I'm out in the studio. It's kind of quiet today. One day we had trees cut on our property. We had 3 really big trees cut down. So it's just been a litany of things that seem to keep me away from producing content, but I hope as the summer goes on I can get caught up on some videos. I have a lot of ideas that I want to get out there, but let's turn our attention. So that's the rear view mirror kind of stuff, and why you haven't been seeing as much of me lately as I might normally be doing. But here is the Guy Walks Into a Camera Store, and this is kind of, the premise of this is, if I had no kit, but I had the knowledge, I have all the knowledge that I have now, but I have no kit. And if I was walking into a camera store, the camera body that I would buy is unquestionably, and this is kind of the scenario of we're spending a little bit of money here. We're not holding back on spending money, but we're not buying stuff unless it's absolutely necessary. So you see here the Z9, or Z8 rather. We're shooting with the Z9, of course. The Z8, and I've got the 24 to 120 lens on it. So this is purchase 1, purchase 2. Now, to have a wildlife kit, this is the everything kit, Z8 with the 24 to 120. Competence in camera, competence with lens. The 606.3 is what I would buy for the wildlife portion of this kit. And yeah, I bypassed the 400 4.5, and in a minute you'll see, I guess, the reason for it. One of the things I would say about the 600 6.3 is, since we've had it in the house and been using it a couple of years, we bought it not long after it came out. I think that's been a couple of years ago. That lens is just so good in every way, and I used to be stuck on the 400 4.5. I used to treasure it. I thought that was my center of gravity, but the wife carries this in her kit, and as I use it more, I like it more, and I guess the balance of power at some point tipped from the 400 4.5 to the 600 6.3. If it wasn't such an awkward outlay of money, I would probably try to get another one of these so that each of us could be situated with the 600 6.3. But this is what I consider to be, if you're just walking into a camera store, the the competent, nice kit, 24 to 120, 606.3 on the Z8. If I was walking into a camera store and I wanted a one camera, one lens kit and I wanted to save money, that decision is easy. And you guys know I've tried a lot of the less expensive Nikon camera bodies. We've had a ZR, we've had Nikon ZF, Z6 III, I've had the Z52, we've had a Z30. I may be forgetting something, I don't think so, but the Z5 II is the camera that I just really like. I really like using this camera, and it gives you, you know, it's less weight to carry around. I do actually like this flip out screen for the type of stuff that I do with this camera. I'm still a fan of the hinge screen like we have with the Z8. This is what I consider to be a more serious setup, especially when I'm doing photography and I'm behind the camera. The Z5 II, though, it has its merits. It is an economical camera, produces good content, and when you park the 28 to 400 on this camera, I really believe this is a one camera, one lens solution. I don't know where we're at now as far as the time goes, but I did say that I was trying to switch to a format of possibly making more videos and making them a little shorter. So we're going to get the heck out of here tonight. I am parking the greenhouse pictures at the end there. There's only a couple, but you can see the thing is just about finished. We haven't got it set up inside. We haven't got it populated with plants yet, but all things in good time. Anyhow, I sure do want to thank everybody for attending tonight, supporting the channel on a long-term basis as you have been, my regular core people that come every week, and we hope to see you again soon in another video. So till then, take care.